Hi, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. I'm Peter Loshak, and this is Mike Brenner. Today is July 18th. We are continuing our team-by-team previews of the NFL 2016. Right now, we're taking a look at the Giants, the New York
Breaking
Giants.
them down, baby.
An interesting team. Now, the Giants, their season win total is just 8 minus 150. The under is plus 120. Now, they could possibly have, maybe the best passing game in the league, right? Especially if Sterling Shepard comes in and he complements Odell Beckham and Eli Manning's on his game. Eli Manning, with a new offense that he's been doing over the past 2 years under McAdoo, is really suits him really well. The short passes and the West Coast offense, he's really thrived in it. He's had great results over the past 2 years and could get even better now that he's more comfortable in it. The new head coach, and then the defense was a big weakness for the Giants last year, but they spent a lot of money on offseason free agents. Now, I would say about half the time those kinds of free agent big dollar acquisitions fall flat.
They sure do.
But sometimes they do pay off, maybe not necessarily as much as you'd like them to or how much you spend, but they still make a team better.
Yeah. But that does take time when that does happen as well.
But they put a bunch of guys with legitimate track records on defense. So the defense could take a significant step up if that happens, and if the offense is anywhere close to where people are thinking it might be, they got to get to at least 8 wins, right? The over's got to be a good bet, right?
I would think so. And once again, Pistol Pete, you just break it down so beautifully. I mean that. No, you really do.
It's not that. I mean, it's only.
No, you do. I like it. Bottom line, I know, but you just got that style. There's something about it. This team 8-7-1 against the spread last year because bottom line, at the end of the day, it's about banking that money. All right, and we're both fans, but I love making that money. Here it is. And you nailed it. Ben McAdoo not only just exuded confidence in Manning. Now he is so confident with them as being named the head coach. He can now concentrate on trying to build a defense and letting someone help him do that because the offense is pretty much built to go. And you got Victor Cruz back. This team is going to be dangerous. And I think Manning has another little chip on his shoulder, and it's not necessarily a chip. All right, his brother against all the odds, and I guarantee you he had a bet going against Peyton. He wants to get another Super Bowl. He really does. He wants to one-up his brother, so he's going to be bringing his game. And uncharacteristically, we saw an absolute terrible Giants defense. This is a team for years been built on defense, so that has to happen sooner than later. Steve Spagnuolo is going to be the one that's going to have that task at hand. But I love the offense, and I think a lot of teams are just going to have to try to outscore this team, Pete.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for them to cover a lot of overs. I think they're going to be passing early. I like first half overs with these Giants. So I like this team. I think they can win that division, and I think they have enough veteran leadership to do so, Pete.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe not with the overs because they really beefed up this defensive line. I mean, the defensive line, if you're looking at it with all the guys, you had Vernon and Harrison and then JPP. I mean, this could be one of the best defensive lines in the NFL, and if that's the case,
it could be.
And their offensive line has good strength on the interior. They have the only issue I'm just a little bit concerned that Manning, as he gets older, is in a little bit of a decline, even though the offense suits him. Sure. Because his stats actually he's been passing a lot more, so that's inflated his surface stats. But underneath the surface, he's actually there are signs that he's in a decline. Which even if he is, the offense might still be as good as it would need to be to have an excellent season here.
It could be. Pete.
Are you worried about decline with Eli Manning?
No, I'm not.
Or you trust him? Yeah.
No, you know why I'm not worried about it? Because honestly, he watched what happened with his brother who was in decline and then learned, remained teachable, and found another way to be effective and learn to manage the team and not hurt that offense. And guess what? He'll be able to do the same thing. I think out of all the teams that made switches with head coaches and everything else, this is the team best built to go with that change. I really do.
And also, the Giants, it's kind of like, we don't really think about it, but over the past 5 years, they've been one of the top most injured teams in the league. Maybe the most injured team over the past 5 years, and that would sort of reduce their expectations artificially. I mean, if they have, if luck breaks their way in terms of injuries this year, I mean, they'll be way better than people are expecting.
Of course, absolutely. And they might be due for that luck. Yeah. And, when you make a big coaching change, Coughlin was in town for a long, long time. This brings a whole new, fresh energy, whether you liked him or didn't. Bottom line, it does. I think this team's going to be excited to play. I like this spot, and I just think that offense is dynamic and going to be fun to watch. For Pistol Pete, we're going to cash some tickets with those Giants this year.
It just seems like there's so many positive signs that even if a few of them don't come to fruition, there will be enough to have them have a good year. And I'm just, 8, is there any way they get 7 wins? Sure, but that would be a disaster. That's not
Absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be a big long shot. So I'm thinking we're in agreement, right? Over 8
Yes.
wins at -150. And what about to win the NFC East plus 230?
I'm all over it. I've already placed a bet on that, Pete.
Right.
I actually
Plus,
grabbed it
wow.
at 235, and I put
Nice.
$300 down on it.
Yeah.
What the heck? I thought it was a good spot.
I
so.
mean, maybe Dallas gets it, but Washington's certainly an impressive team. But
Yeah.
if they're going to have to make a step forward. If that
That's
doesn't
right.
happen, who's
Yep.
left? The Giants. You
That's
cash your
right.
underdog bet at almost 2.5 to 1.
I like
All right,
it.
Mike Brenner. I'm agreeing with you. I'm looking towards betting on the Giants to start out the year. Hopefully, they won't be too overvalued. All right, what should we plug right now?
Let's tell you what. How about that OCDpicks.com?
Okay, plug OCDpicks.
OCDpicks.com. Pistol Pete and I got our own little website, and I'm telling you what, when it comes to Canadian football and stuff of that nature that's really not your main bet sports, Pistol Pete's very good at them. So look out, WNBA, when they get to playoff time, that spells cash and tickets for Pistol Pete. So check it out, OCDpicks.com, and hit that like button.
Always on the go? Bet365 has one of the top mobile platforms in today's market. Sign up today and don't let your busy life keep you out of the game.